Our first apartment in Canada felt like a boiling oven in the middle of the summer. And that was just the first mistake we've made when we tried to rent our first condo. So, if you are a newcomer in Canada who tries to sign their first lease, missing those hidden heating bylaws, no laundry facilities in the unit, no air conditioners in the summer in Southern Ontario,
What?
can make your first year in Canada miserable. I'm Hanna, a newcomer in Canada. I rented 3 apartments in 3 years. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you something that I wish I had known before I signed my first condo lease. First, let's talk about budget so you have realistic expectations what you're gonna pay approximately for a condo in Hamilton or GTA area. If we're talking about Hamilton, 1-bedroom condo would cost you starting from $1,500 up to $1,850 dollars per month, depending on the age of the building and the location, of course. If we're talking about 2-bedroom apartment, you can find something around $1,600 starting up to $2,000 per month. If you want to live in Toronto or GTA area, add extra $300-500 on top of that. Now, condo buildings in Ontario could be divided in 2 categories: old and new buildings that were for the first time occupied from November 15th, 2018. And believe me, this date cutoff impacts your wallet the way more than you think. The first difference between older and newer buildings is rent control. The older buildings under Ontario law are protected by rent control, which means that a landlord can increase a rent every year only for a small capped percentage. In Ontario, this cap is 2.1%. Imagine you rent an apartment in an older building for $1,700, so it means that next year your rent could be increased only for $35-40. While in newer buildings, if you're renting a condo, your landlord can increase your rent for more than $200, $300, whatever price they want. And many newcomers don't know that there is no rent control in newer buildings, and they forget to ask about the age of the building, and they can be trapped in the rent lease that is too expensive for them after 1 year. Now let's talk about second difference between older condo buildings and newer condo buildings. This is the heating system and how it operates. In older buildings, you're getting a centralized heating system, and in newer building, you have the independent air conditioning and heating system installed. It means that if you're renting in older buildings, your landlord has a power over when your heating is gonna be open and when it's gonna be closed. And they're following the Ontario bylaw that says that you have to provide the heating for the tenants starting from middle of September till the mid of May. So imagine if you're getting a very hot September. It is possible in Southern Ontario. You could have temperatures outside 22-25 degrees. And then sometimes April could be really also very hot or even May hot. So your apartment is gonna just turn into a sauna, especially if it faces south and the sun is always there from 12 p.m. till sunset. And in most of all buildings, there is no air conditioner. So for many newcomers, it becomes an extra expense to buy a new portable air conditioner that costs up to $600-700. And that was our situation when we rented our first condo. It was boiling. It was a sauna. It was a real sauna because the sun is just always there. All apartment was at house south side, and they started to open heating at like 16th of September. And I was shocked because I don't need it. Can we close it? But you can't. You can control it in a building that has a centralized heating system. So it's important to know when you try to rent in the older buildings versus newer buildings that have an independent heating system that you can open when you want. They have air conditioner that works all over the year. So they have like this climate system. And that's a big plus, huge plus for the newer condos. So why would people choose a older condo over a shiny new one? Of course, it's about price that we already discussed before, but another reason why I do really love units in older buildings because they have much more space. they're usually much bigger because they were built many years ago when the developers weren't that greedy. And they have a dedicated hallway or entryway where you can leave your dirty shoes after winter. They have even installed closets, so you're not just enter an apartment and jump in right away in the living room, but you have this dedicated space where you can remove your coat, leave your shoes, also have some space where you can collect all your winter clothes. That was really a huge benefit for me. I do love corridors. I love hallways. I don't understand why right now in Canada they don't build new apartments where there is corridors. That was for me really a big flex in older unit. When it comes to a very big negative part and disadvantage of older condo buildings, that was a cultural shock for me. They don't have, most of them, they don't have washer in the unit. They don't have it. They have a dishwasher, but they don't have a washer, a washing machine. Usually there is like a laundry facility in the apartment building where you can go and you share it with other people, which is for me a little bit meh, because some people have pets. I have pets. So I think that some of my neighbors had the fur of my cat probably on their clothes. But another reason why I don't like it is because it's time consuming, because you need to go 3 times, go and bring your clothes and put it in washing machine, then come back after 50 minutes and remove it from washing machine, then put it in the dryer, then come back and take it from dryer, because you cannot just to be like in your own apartment, leave it and then go shopping. No, you have to take care of the time because other people are waiting. There could be a line even sometimes. And if people come and say that you finished your laundry cycle, but you didn't remove your clothes, they just will remove it, by the way, and they will just put it somewhere on the surfaces in good case scenario, if not on the floor. Another reason is it's extra expense because you need to pay for it. Though the laundry facility in the building is cheaper than if you're going outside in laundromat, but you still have to pay something for it. And we paid for 2 people for our laundry was costing us extra $65 per month, because we usually were doing like 2-3 laundries per week. And I can't imagine how much it would cost if you have children, for example. It would be really not very convenient for families who have children to not have in-suite laundry in the apartment. Now, what about your condos? We already understood that one of the biggest pros that you have in suite laundry in your condos, and you have a thermostat that will allow you to control the air conditioner or any heating system in the apartment. At the same time, usually newer buildings have amazing facilities. So when it comes to having a barbecue area, having a party room, or even a pool and a gym in the building. But there is a trade off for it. Usually it's higher price, no rent control, and you're getting less space. The footage of the newer condos are usually much smaller than older condos, and they don't have a hallway. I don't know why they don't build it. Most of them don't have an entrance hallway where you can leave your shoes or your coat. So you directly just enter in the living room and you're just directly having kitchen and everybody in front of you. Another thing which you have to consider is parking. If you're planning to have a car and live in your building, usually parking spot is super expensive. It could be starting from 90 up to $100, $120 per month. So you have to budget that as well. Being a newcomer in Canada is stressful, and choosing your first apartment is overwhelming. I'm telling you, I've been there. So if you feel that this video helped you to understand the difference between old and newer buildings and condo buildings, just like this video, share with somebody else, and see you next time when we're going to talk about the life in Canada, immigration in Canada, and careers.